Richard Silwa, good day, and welcome to the C-surance presentation introducing the first fully integrated end-to-end collaborative real-time solution to manage employee benefit and group insurance. With the launch of the C-surance National Drug Card, we are starting a revolution. Actually, we are starting a huge revolution. We will be changing the way business is being done as far as managing group benefit. Thanks to the C-surance revolution, we will be reducing cost of group benefit management by 15 to 50%. We are talking about huge dollar here. Obviously, you can rejoice and embrace or be afraid and do nothing. But one thing for sure, C-surance revolution is here to stay and it's yours to take advantage of. As early as year 2000, the writing was on the wall. So let's see what we saw in year 2000. We trust that by the end of this presentation, you will have found a different way to manage your group benefit. 13 years ago, in year 2000, we took a very hard look at the group benefit industry to realize that the cost of doing business is more than 30% of the actual premiums paid by the user. Only 70% of the premiums were assigned to pay claims. We understand, of course, that 30% is an average within the industry, where the larger corporation might be paying 10 or 15%, while the smaller organization might be paying 40% or 45%. The object, of course, is to try to find a way to improve efficiency for everyone in the industry. Sitting down with all the executive of C-surance and talking with the various partners in the industry, we had a dream of building a new environment. A totally new environment where, instead of having individual people working independently and duplicating the same information, we would have a centralized system, a total environment where everything could be done around a single platform. This is where we came to the collaborative platform of C-surance. Obviously, at the time, we were expecting everybody to jump into the bandwagon and quickly turn this industry around and make it more efficient, more productive by promoting this new way of doing business. Unfortunately, because of the industry lack of collaboration, we had to work very hard and try to do it on our own. So we've been working on it for the past 13 years. And today, this is what we will be showing you is the result of that effort. The current inefficiency and expensive system is easy to understand. The way business is being processed today is like it was 20 years ago. It is very expensive, very inefficient. So let's look at the model to understand better what are the issues. First of all, of course, group benefit starts with the employees that are part of an organization. So it could be a government organization, it could be an employer or union organization as well. Now, these people will need an advisor, will need an actuary to actually take care of managing the benefits or dealing with the insurance company. Payroll system needs to also be involved since group benefit will affect the payroll in one way or the other. Now, obviously from there, we need to use a third party, most of the time a BPM, to actually pay some of the claims. We're talking about drug claims, dental claims, and stuff like that that needs to be paid through a third party. And of course, we need to have all the professionals that will be providing the services to the employee. Now, over and above all that, we also need to do some exercises where we need to take care of managing the employer-employee contribution. So we need to optimize fiscally the contribution of both the employer and the employee. Now, obviously, when we put in all the relationship between the various players here, we see that there's a lot of people that are communicating with each other, non-productive way to do this. So if instead of doing all these separate environments, we understand that all of these guys are managing different systems. If we look at it into another way, we see that there's the members, the employees, and then the health professionals and service providers. When we have all those members put together, all those employees together, we get the sponsor, and then the sponsor, of course, needs to manage all the information within their own payroll system or their HR system. And then we need to have the advisor, the actuary getting involved to take care of employee contribution, to negotiate with the carriers. So again, the advisor will need to have their own system. Then we'll have the carriers that will need to have their own system as well. well, so that it will manage the billing and all the benefit information. Then we use the BPM, the third-party provider, that will take care of some of the claims to be managed. And again, all of these people have their own system. And some of these systems are not the most recent technology. A lot of them are legacy systems, and unfortunately, we could put lipstick on the pig, but it's still going to be a pig, and it's still going to be an old system, an old environment. So looking at all this, we decided to say, well, how about building a single, smart, global solution? And this is what we did. We sat down and we said, okay, let's replace all these individual systems into a single platform, a single solution that would handle all the work of all these players into a single platform. So under the C-surance Group Benefits Smart System, we have incorporated all the technology that we just talked about. Plus, we added some artificial intelligence. This allows us then to become much more efficient, much more productive. And of course, the client could be just anyone. It could be the carrier. It could be the advisor, it could be the sponsor, the actuaries, the service providers. Anybody can become a client. Anybody can become the client of C-surance, and everyone can choose how to best take advantage of the system. So obviously, you can own and fully manage C-surance.ca. You can own and outsource portion of the services to certified C-surance people. You can buy into a certified C-surance.ca group benefit manager. You could become a certified C-surance group benefit manager. You could become a client or become a special C-surance.ca partner. You choose how to best take advantage of the C-surance solution. One thing for sure, if you decide to be the client, you are the one that will select the partners you want to do business with. Being the center of this universe, you are able to decide and share the responsibilities, share the task, because you've got full control over the access, the role, as well as the rights being given to each of those providers. Again, very easy, a solution that is cost efficient because we have cut down on a lot of the intermediary. We are eliminating the various duplication of the same technology, all of this into a single platform. Now, obviously, in year 2000, talking about a collaborative platform around the internet was quite a leap of faith. Because the industry was not quite ready for that. So in 2006, IBM came out with a great report called Insurance 2020, Innovation Beyond Old Model. For that specific report, IBM built it for the carriers and tried to help them see in the future and try to view what would happen in the future and how they would need to react in order to be able to still be competitive in this industry. So basically what they said, it is very important to increase the scope of our vision and consider what the insurance industry could become. There is a concern that the current mode of operation, regardless of the line of business in question, will reach a point of diminishing return in the near term. Already, IBM was predicting, and something will need to change. The question for them, of course, was how can the insurance carrier profit from these changes? But my personal belief is how can the consumer be better served? And this is what C-surance has been working on and try to improve. So let's look further. IBM said, well, there are 4 large-scale or mega trends. Active and informed consumers across demographic group reward non-traditional operators. Obviously, today, in 2013, we are able to understand better what this meant. We understand that people in the industry, they want to be connected to the decision. They want to be able to work actively within their organization, within whatever decision making is all about. The technology virtualized the value of the chain and lowered the barrier of entry. The rising tide of technology will enable an increased number of niche service providers from inside and outside the traditional value to rise. This is what C-surance did. We are part of that technology that virtualized the value chain. So we have put together what IBM said to the insurance company you need to do in the next few years in order to still be competitive. They also said that simply optimizing today's business as usual process will not be enough to create the value and achieve success in year 2020. So we understand that IBM was telling the insurance company, wake up, you need to do something and change the way you do business. Obviously, IBM was seeing 2020 as being the year where the major change would happen, but we at C-surance, having started working on this in year 2000, we are able today to offer you that technology that will make the environment more productive, more efficient. And this is why it is very important to you to be able to see what we did and try to buy into that service, because this is what the doctor said would need to be done. The megatrend will force the industry to innovate. How much did they innovate? Well, we'll see that by looking at the financial statement. The old model of thinking is threatened by the ability of the industry to innovate. Again, C-surance made that innovation. They made that choice in 2000 to bring it to the industry, and we've got it today. You are therefore able to buy into that service right now. Interloper will increasingly disrupt traditional insurance operator. Again, it is saying exactly what you guys need to do. Go for the non-traditional insurance operator. Make sure that you make the industry change, because obviously, if you don't change and you continue to foot the bill, there's no reason for the insurance company to move. So we need to come in and change that industry, and we've got the tools to do it. Industry leadership will require experimentation in operating model, processes, product, and consumer relationship. Again, these are all qualities that you'll find within the C-surance plan. Strategic investment in innovation today is critical to success in 2020. Again, we need to remember this was written down in 2006 by IBM. They said the insurance company, they need to work strategically for the future, but you don't need to wait until 2020 again. To be clear, the existing model of insurance operation would achieve success, but it would very likely produce suboptimal results. To realize the full potential of these trends requires a new context, and this is the C-surance new context. It is therefore crucial to recognize that the current operational mode among the majority of carriers is deeply rooted in the past. We are working with old technology. We need to think in terms of being more efficient, being more productive, and use newer technology. What is intriguing about the approach is that the enterprise that wants to provide insurance services may not be an insurance company. It could be a firm that provides superior customer care in a service business and field that is in-house, developed web services, could make a profitable difference in the local insurance market. Innovation is therefore going to be increasingly open. We all understand the word open today because in 2013, this is the way it is. People want to be connected. Everybody's on the web. Everybody's going Google. Everybody's doing what needs to be done. And the industry, the insurance industry, has to be the same way. It has to be open. It has to be collaborative. Actually, this is where the C of C-surance comes from collaboration. It has to be multidisciplinary, global, but new business design emerging that will thrive on collaborative innovation. Standard must take hold in every industry beyond IT standard. Intelligent intellectual property reform. The world revolves around the primacy of the individual. So how well did the insurance company do since the IBM warning of 2006? Fortunately, not very well, because obviously we understand this is a very conservative industry. And if we look at the numbers, we see that the premiums were $4,500,000. The claims were $3,824,000 for Great West. That is an 84% loss ratio. The expenses were $805 billion, that is 17.8%. If you add to this the profit of $506 billion, that's 11.9%, giving us a total of 28.29. So obviously, if you add to this the cost of the actuaries, the advisor, the HR people, the system costs, and whatnot, we are talking well over 35%. So actually, we're going back instead of going forward. If we look at Sun Life, we're talking about a 71% claim ratio and expenses of 30.9% as per the 2011 statement. If you add to this the expenses for the advisors, the actuaries, and whatnot, we are well over 35%. If we look at the Industrial Alliance with $1.15 billion in premium, we've got claims of $731,000, that is 64%. We've got expenses of 382% for 33.4% expenses. So again, we are way over what we had in year 2000 when we did that survey before, and it's not looking good for the future. So there it is. We all understand now why the C-surance revolution is going to allow to reduce the cost of group benefit management by 15 to 50% within the next few years. It is your choice to take part of it, so you can rejoice and embrace, or be afraid and do nothing. You can own and fully manage C-surance.ca. Own and outsource portion to certified C-surance group benefit manager. Buy into a certified C-surance group benefit manager, become a certified C-surance, become a client, or become a special C-surance partner. So this is our commitment to quality, and this is how we believe we can put more money into the insured's hand for their benefit and reduce the cost of management. Talk to us, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to discuss further how C-surance can help your specific organization. So whether you are an enterprise, a government agency, or a union group, C-surance can help you guys. If you are an actuary, if you are an advisor, again, C-surance is here to assist you and put you in a position where you are able to ride the wave into success. If you are a carrier, you've got the best possible option to change the way you're doing business today and make sure that you keep your share of the business and grow on that share. So take care. Talk to you soon. Give me a call. Have a great day.